Welcome to the Jill on Money Show. It's Monday, December 18th. Boy, didn't that sneak up on us. And we are here to talk to you about whatever's going on in your financial life. If you've got a financial question, all you need to do is go to our website, jillonmoney.com. Click the Contact Us button and let us know if you would be willing to come on the air. But now, yes, we have not one, not two, but three different ways to join us. Number one is when you hit that Contact Us button, you write your letter. You write your note and it's an email to us. And sometimes we do email episodes. We try to do at least one a week to get the shy people some exposure. 2, you join us on the air for the audio. 3, you could join us video. How about that? Yes, indeed. We've got the new Jill on Money powered by the Compound YouTube channel. All you need to do is search for the Compound and check out our playlist. It's right underneath the Compound. And we're starting with these great video chats with you guys, and it's been a blast. So thanks for those who participate. Mark does all the work. He'll coordinate with you. And sometimes it's really easy, and sometimes there's a technical difficulty, like today. But Jennifer from Seattle, you were really amazing, and you were able to overcome the technological hurdle that stood in your way. So congratulations, Jennifer. Woo! What can we do for you?
Thanks, Jill, and thanks, Mark. Yes, it's been an interesting morning. Thanks for having me on. Longtime fan. I read your amazing book, and I myself am potentially going to go through a reset. And so I'm just wanting to evaluate where I am. And also some exciting things on the horizon for me work-wise. My company's being acquired, so that's a neat thing for me.
Yeah.
So I just kind of want to get your opinion on, I'm going to come into some cash and where I should go with this.
All right. So Jennifer, tell us a little bit about yourself.
So I am 55, soon to be 56. Oh my gosh. And I am newly single.
You seem very upbeat for being newly single, don't you think? I mean, I guess I was about to be like, I'm sorry, but now I'm like, no, I'm not sorry. You sound good.
We're not sorry. We're
okay.
Not sorry.
All right.
I have 2 grown children. They're set and on their way. And let's see, I can give you just a little bit of quick financial snapshot.
Sure.
So I have a 401k with Charles Schwab that's at about $545K.
Okay.
I have an individual brokerage with them with about $15K. I have a Fidelity 401k that sits at about $155K.
Why do we have 2 different was one an old and one a current?
From an old
a
previous job. The Charles Schwab was a previous job.
Okay.
And then I do have a state pension, a small state pension that will be about $500 a month.
What do you think that'll be? Like $500 a month? How would you want to blow $500 a month? Like, wow, I just want to go out twice a month for lunch with all of my buddies. You could think about how much fun that could be. Okay.
I would like to spend it golfing. How about that?
Okay. All right. That's fine. That sounds good. What about money in the bank?
So, I'm going to be coming into some cash with this acquisition.
Mm-hmm.
I'm guessing it's going to be around $250.
Wow. What's the tax liability on that?
I don't really know that much about. I think I'm in the 22 or 24% tax bracket. So yeah, I'm definitely going to have some taxes on that.
But wait a second. Hold on. Before we do that, are you telling me this is ordinary income? Or is this the takeout of the stock and maybe it's
the stock? It's all the stock.
But isn't that long-term capital gain? Some
of it is, yes.
Most of it or some of it?
I would say some of it.
How much do you earn right now?
$150.
It could be that you're at the long-term capital gains rate, which would be 15% for you.
Well, that would be amazing.
It could be 15. It could be 18.8. It's probably not going to be 20%. So it's either 15 or 18.8 for the long term, which is good. There's no state income tax in Seattle, right?
Correct.
I mean, in Seattle, in Washington. Okay. So is there anything that has to be addressed with this money? So let's call it 200 that you're going to have free and clear. Okay. Do you have any obligations, anything for the kids, any old debt anything that's out there?
There's a couple things. I desperately need a new car.
Okay.
Probably 30 to 40,000 is what I'm thinking.
What else?
And then I do have some home improvements that I need to complete. I mean, I don't have to complete them, but to get the most value for my house, I probably need to spend about 20 to 25 on a kitchen remodel.
That's cheap for a kitchen remodel, 25.
I have family that can
Oh,
work for
then
me.
that's good. That's good. What else besides the home remodel?
So those are the main things. My home is, I have a 250K mortgage on my home, very low. It's 2.9 and it's worth 1.1 million.
Oh my God, that's great. Okay. And you want to stay there?
Well, that's what I'm contemplating, a move to Palm Springs. And if I sell the home, I'm hoping to buy something outright, assuming that's smart to do given interest rates.
Probably. I mean, only because of interest rates, right? I mean, so are you thinking now that this acquisition, is this eliminate your job, or is this you now have a chance to do something different?
I have a job. I will have a job through the acquisition. I don't know yet if I'll want to stay long term. It kind of depends on what they offer me. I ultimately would like to work remote, for the last 5 to 7 years, if possible.
And you don't know whether the new folks are going to be up for that.
Correct.
But if you could and you like them, that would be the game plan.
Yes. I'm pretty confident I can get another job. I don't know if I can get another job making what I make now in that area that I'm going. If I go to Palm Springs, I don't know that I can make what I make now.
But if you look at just your spending today, I know that it's a little bit hard because in some respects, I imagine that, the cost of living in Palm Springs, it's going to be more expensive than in Seattle in some respects, because it's a higher tax state, obviously. What about just like the day to day? I can't imagine, like, what do you spend now? And how can we translate that to Palm Springs?
That's a really good question. I'm maxing out my 401k. I seem to always have, funds left over that I've just been putting in my individual account. So, I probably spend, I think I could get away with like 50, 60,000 a year if I didn't have a mortgage.
Okay. Let's say $6,000 a month. So $6,000 a month, which is, 72, but then you have to pay some taxes and like that. Okay. You said you have extra money, but you only have 15 grand in your brokerage. So where did that extra money go?
I just paid off a second mortgage.
Oh.
So I just paid that off. So now I'm just kind of back adding to this individual brokerage account.
I see.
And then and maxing out my 401k.
When is this happening?
In a few days.
Oh my gosh. Okay. All right. So a couple of questions. And then let's think about really what you're thinking about for resetting. When you have this money that comes in, are they going to withhold any taxation for you or not? Do you know?
Well, I do have it set up in my account.
20% maybe?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's 20%.
Okay. All right. Just so, and the money that's already in your bank account pre the acquisition, how much money's in the bank right now?
I have 20.
Okay. If you go down to Palm Springs, do you have any idea how much you would have to spend on a home to get what you would want? Not like, oh, yes, I can get a hut, something that you want to live in. Because if we're going to reset, we're not going to reset to be, living as, well, maybe you would, but I doubt that you would want to reset and try to like live like a pauper. We got to leave you enough money so that you can play golf, right?
Exactly. I think I can find a decent home that would be suitable for a single person for 600 to 700.
Okay.
And that would be nice. It'd have a pool, that kind of thing.
Okay.
I need a pool.
Okay, I got you. Look at you. I want a pool. When you sell your Seattle home, you're going to have capital gains, right? Because did you own it? You owned it with somebody? Is this all yours? Like
It's all mine.
Okay. What did you buy it for?
100.
Did you put a lot of money in? Please tell me, because we have to raise your basis. How much did you put in?
I put in about 150.
That's it?
Yeah.
Well, you know the deal. You get to exclude $250,000 of your gain. Don't do this year, obviously. This will be next year because you'll have this year, 23, with this current event of the takeout of the stock. So next year, you're going to have the same problem, which is long-term capital gains at 15 or 18.8, or maybe it'll be 20%. We'll see how this all shakes out. But anyway, you have to make sure you have enough money set aside for that. So meanwhile, when you say to me 600,000 to 700,000, you're going to only net out probably after all of the expenses on this thing closer to 6. So unless you want to spend some of that 125 net from the new car and the home remodel on this, you don't have as much as you think to put down. Okay. Just always got to think about these tax implications,
Yes.
right? Okay. So now we're ready to move. For the reset purpose, if you can do that, you can keep your expenses. If you could just pay for your whatever you're doing in Palm Springs, okay, with even if you don't make 150, if you made more like 100 or 100, you just have to float your own expenses.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right now, I'm just trying to see here. If you don't have a mortgage, obviously the expenses go down, but you're in a higher tax state, but you still have to put money away. You're not in like smooth sailing mode. You know that.
That's what I feel. Yeah.
Okay. So you got 700 grand that's set aside. If you get done at 63, how are you paying for your health insurance?
That's a very good question.
Thank you.
Yes.
So I have questions to ask before we reset. Health insurance, because I got to get you to 65, right? That's Medicare. That's one thing. So maybe it's instead of 5 to 7 years, maybe it's 6 to 8 years, and we get you to 65. I think you could probably do this, but you really do have to keep putting money into your 401k, right? If you think about the $1 million that you will have, and, at that, at some in the future, which should probably be at least that, you'll have that, plus you'll have Social Security. What's your Social Security benefit at your full retirement age?
At 70, it's 4609.
Then you have your 500. So it's 5,100. The reset can work as long as you're still working. In other words, I don't feel like there's any problem here for you to move and like bang, say, I made a lot of money on my house in Seattle. It's time to move. I want to be in a place but you may have to work longer than you would like. You may have to be more like 65, 67 for the years in between before you can collect your Social Security at age 70. You'll have to actually pull money out of your retirement account, pay your tax that's due, live on that, right? And I think you'll be okay, but everything will work better. And you may even want to work longer if you're in a place where you're really happy and you're playing golf 4 times a week or whatever you golfers do. I think you do things like that, don't you?
Yes, for sure. For sure.
You have kids. You don't have to take care of them. I would not. Okay. So one last thing, the home remodel. Are you sure you want to do this? Because isn't somebody going to want to do what they want to do to this house?
To feel like that, I do a little bit.
Because I would ask the realtor about that, because often what I will hear from people is, look, if the place needs like a real renovation, people are going to do what they want to do. Don't even do it because they're already saying, oh, I got to spend 100 grand on this.
That's a good point. Okay.
Just talk to them, because I want you to keep that cash as much as you can until we make the transition over to your Palm Springs lifestyle. You and Dinah Shore.
Yes.
Playing golf, living large, putting on your sunblock. Do you have your estate documents done?
I do.
All right. I think that you can do this. I think that it may require you working a little bit longer than you thought, or that you would hope for. Maybe you always thought this.
Yeah. Yeah. I kind of, suspected, but, I don't mind working in a sunny climate.
Well, I think that there's something to be said for that. Like, I don't mind working when I'm working in a place that like I feel good and I'm happy and, I can make this, you can make it work, right? So that's a fabulous thing. And if you are happier doing it, then you might last longer. And that's also a great thing. So I think it's a wonderful opportunity when you have these moments like a cash out to say, can I do this a little differently? And I think you can. I just want you to be a little bit careful as you approach this whole process without feeling like, Oh yeah, I'm living large. Like, the last thing you want to do is blow through the 250, sell your house, and then be like, oh, I'm house poor here. And maybe you want to even rent for a year in Palm Springs just to make sure you like it. Anything else that we can do for you?
That is it. I really appreciate the time.
It is our pleasure. If you are thinking about a great money reset, like Jennifer, often these things do have to do with a cash out of real estate, I'll have to say. But if you're contemplating something like that, give us a holler. Just get in touch with us. Go to jillonmoney.com, click the Contact Us button. We'll get your note. Don't forget to sign up for the free weekly newsletter. Oh, and by the way, I've got great news. Mark did hit his target. He's getting an extra $1,000 bonus. So thanks to everybody who signed up for the newsletter in the last few weeks. Mark is going to choose a more expensive color paint for his interior. All right. If you want to find out all about everything we do, just go to our website, jillonmoney.com. Subscribe to the Jill on Money Show on the Odyssey app or wherever you find your favorite podcasts. Don't forget to leave us a rating and review and lift someone up. Change your work, change your wealth, change your life. Thank you for listening. We'll talk to you tomorrow.